You're listening to The Sports Moment.
May 17th, 2024.
Part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
What a night for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are even with the Denver Nuggets after a very impressive win last night at Target Center. How about holding the defending NBA champions to 70 points in a game where you are facing elimination? That dominant defense and the return of 17-year veteran point guard Mike Conley from an Achilles injury helped the Timberwolves to that impressive 45-point win, 115-70, the final score. Conley had 13 points on 5 for 9 shooting. He had 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and did not turn the ball over. But his impact was also amplified by the Timberwolves' ability to deny Denver a chance to key in on Edwards, because in Game 5, Denver was constantly double-teaming Edwards all over the floor and limiting his effectiveness. Well, with Conley out there, they couldn't do that. Impressive win, and now back to Denver, where the Timberwolves have won 2 of the 3 games played on the Nuggets' home floor so far in this series. And Game 7 will determine who moves on to the Western Conference Finals. Will it be the defending champion Nuggets or a Timberwolves team that is looking to get back to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years? Sunday night will tell the story. The Minnesota Lynx have their home opener tonight against the Seattle Storm. They won in Seattle earlier this week, 83-70. And they're 1.5-point underdogs at home tonight against Seattle. Caitlin Clark's home debut wasn't outstanding. She was held to single digits, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. She only had 3 turnovers after she had 10 in the opener in her debut in the WNBA. But her Indiana team, got beat by a score of 102-66 last night. And the Yankees took care of the Twins for a third straight day. Another shutout. A really nice performance by Clark Schmidt, who had a career-long 8 shutout innings. And the Yankees finished their 3-game sweep with a 5-0 victory over the Twins last night. Now, the Twins are going to Cleveland for 3 games over the weekend, trying to close the gap on the Guardians, who lead them by 2.5 games in the American League Central. Kansas City is between those two teams, just a game and a half out. If the Twins can sweep the Guardians, which is very possible, they could be in first place. Simeon Woods Richardson gets the ball in the opener tonight against Tristan McKenzie for the Guardians. Byron Buxton has played a couple of AAA games the last 2 days in his rehab, and the Twins are hoping he is available for the lineup tonight as they start that 6-game road trip with the 3 games in Cleveland and then moving on to 3 in Washington next week. Pemberton Law Firm has 4 locations around the region to serve you: Fergus Falls, Wadena, Detroit Lakes, and Alexandria, and online at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law, carrying a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. Lake Area Docks and Lifts offers premium waterfront equipment sales, service, and installation. Best quality and service at the best prices. Just ask your neighbor at the lake. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Docks and lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Well, it was a busy day locally around the region: baseball, softball, and golf primarily. And the Fergus Falls girls golf team put up a team score of 331 at Pebble Lake Golf Course yesterday. as they took first place in the Central Lakes Conference meet they hosted at their home course. Brainerd was second with a 342, edging out Sartell and Wilmer, who tied for third at 343. Alexandria was fifth with a 352. Shayla Nordland of Sartell and Annika Jerkis of the Otters turned in the low scores of the day as they were co-medalists, each firing a 73. Other Fergus Falls scores included an 84 from Annie Mayer, finishing sixth, an 85 for Olivia Jurgens, who came in eighth, and an 89 from Shay Katzenmeyer, who took 14th place. Now, the Otters are at home again today. They are hosting the Fergus Falls Invitational today. Baseball yesterday, Fergus Falls was a 4-1 winner over Ricori. Ethan Grunwald struck out 8 batters on the way to the victory on the mound, had a great outing. All of the runs were scored in the first inning of that game. Eric Fick had a good performance for Otter Tail Central as he shut out the Pillager Huskies 3-0. OTC improved to 14-3 on the season. And the Perham Yellow Jackets, who had won their first 15 games, got beat by Dilworth Glendon Felton 6-3 in the first game of their doubleheader, and then Perham bounced back with a 4-1 victory in Game 2. Parker's Prairie needed an extra inning to beat Wadena Deer Creek 3-2. It was Hillcrest putting 37 runs on the board in their doubleheader sweep of the Rothsay Tigers. A good job by Zach Stish's guys as they had their best offensive day of the season, without a doubt. The Comets were able to win the first game 21-5 and take the second game 16-6. It was Pelican Rapids beating Hawley 11-10 in the opener of their doubleheader, and then the Nuggets bounced back for a 5-3 win in the nightcap. Softball, Fergus Falls beat Sauk Rapids Rice 5-2. Parker's Prairie, a 6-1 win over Brandon Evansville, and Hawley won twice against Pelican Rapids by scores of 10-0 in both ends of their doubleheader. And that'll do it for our podcast on this Friday. Just hope you have a great weekend and come back and visit us again on Monday. Be sure to check out part 1 of our Otter Hockey History podcast on YouTube. And we'll be posting a part 2 sometime in the next week to 10 days. So be sure to keep checking back for that. It's a 3-part series looking back at Otter hockey history. Thanks for joining us and enjoy your weekend.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and thanks for listening.